Today we will going to discuss about the one more topic, that is the listening skill. Once you want to become a good communicator, you should be a good listener. If you listen properly, then the communication will be very effective. That's why the listening is called as one of the important component in a communication skill. Usually, based on the research, it has been identified that the people will going to remember the 14% of what they write and 16% of what they speak and 17% of what they read. And overall, if you see, the 53% of listening helps them to learn the things. That means the more than half of learning will take place through the listening. That's why the listening is very, very essential in a communication process. So when we see in terms of sense organs, the 98% of learning takes place through eyes and ears. But there is a concept that a person can speak about 120 words per minute, then only we can say that the communication is very effective. If you speech or if you speak more than 120 words per minute, then the communication will told as very fast and which could not be got by the or understood by the person. Whereas in case of listening, a person is having an ability to listen 400 words per minute. That means it is 3 times the faster than their speech. A person who can speak 120 words can listen 400 words per minute. The listening ability is faster than the speaking. So there is a misconception about the listening. The first one is they always understands that the listening and hearing both are same, but they are not same. The hearing is the one in which we are going to get the information. That means the ear receives the sound waves and sent to the brain without any understanding. Whereas in case of listening, once the sound waves reach to the brain, it reconstructs it and gives meaning to it. That means the understanding along with hearing is called as a listening. And usually we used to say that the learning is a natural process which has the listening is a natural process which has come from their birth. But it is not so. It has to be learned by you. The some of the skills with respect to listening has to be learned to improve your listening ability. And usually we used to say that listening does not require effort because it is a natural process, but it is not so. The listening requires a lot of effort because when you are sitting in a classroom, you can concentrate up to 10 to 15 minutes afterwards. You may find difficulty in listening the things. That means always listening becomes a passive rather than an active process. When it becomes passive process, then that leads to a misunderstanding or proper understanding of the message could not be done through this passive listening. So it requires a lot of effort to make yourself as an active listener. And the next one is the all listener does not receive the same message. We always think that as a communicator, whenever I am talking, the listener will listen whatever the things I am telling by in the same way by all of them. But it is not so. The listener will listen based on their perception, past experience, requirement, needs. It varies from individual to individual. So there are different stages in listening. The first stage is attending. Attending is nothing but we are paying attention towards the signal and it is given by the communicator. Usually the attention is based on the how efficiently you are using your communication signals based on the needs, wants, desire and interest of the listener and also the audience, and how a communicator will make use of all these things will going to influence on your attention on the listening. And the next one is understanding. In the attention we will going to hear the information from the communicator. Once it reaches to the brain, it has to make sense to us. To make a sense of that message, we must have a proper understanding of that message also. The proper understanding of the message could be done mainly depends upon the ability of an individual to organize the things and present it in a effective way or in a recognizable way. Many times what happens, the people will listen the information, but they cannot reproduce it in an efficient way. Once you listen it and mugging it and giving it in a same way is not called as a effective listening. It is just a mugging. But if you are listening and giving meaning to the words and presenting it in a proper and understandable way, then it is called as a understanding. And the next stage in listening is remembering. The proper attention leads to proper understanding, and proper understanding leads to have a efficient remembering ability. The efficient remembering could be achieved, or the retention could be achieved by making yourself the active listener. And the last one is the responding. That means the when you ask a question or give feedback to a communicator, then it shows that you are an active listener in the class and you are clarifying your doubts and you are participating very effectively and efficiently in the class. So active listening skills involves many stage or many activities is required for that. First thing is you have to establish a rapport with your communicator and the listener. And always when I am a communicator, to have a efficient listening from the listener, I have to demonstrate my concern towards them, and always I should be always show some verbal affirmations like yes, I will see, I will do it, and let them participate in my communication process to make them active participants. And always I must pose some questions to make them attentive in the class. But when we see overall some of the cues which help us to see that or make them active listener, are to understand that whether they are having a active listening skill is the first thing is eye contact. Being a listener, I must have a eye contact with the communicator, and being a communicator, I must maintain eye contact with my audience. And always I should avoid the disturbance. The disturbance may be from our gadgets. Gadgets may be my watch sound, on my mobile, my computer, my friends, or maybe book, pen, outside environment, everything, whatever may be, that should avoid the distraction of listening. And the next one is body gestures. The body gestures means the language, or maybe how effectively you are sitting in the class and how efficiently the communicator is delivering a speech to you, how efficient is his language, gestures, both verbal and non-verbal cues are used by him or not. That is also going to influence on active listening. And feedback. That means being an active listener, you must ask some question or give feedback to the communicator, and communicator also pose some few questions to make them attentive in the class. And always you should be present yourself in such a way that you are listening. So always you should show that you are an active listener in the class. This listening allows you to learn many things and help you to establish a good rapport or establish a good relationship with the communicator, and helps you to proper understanding. The understanding of the information in turn influence you to have a better communication ability. There are some of the faulty listening behavior. The first one is the pseudo listening. The pseudo listening is nothing but they are pretending that they are actually listening the information, but actually they are not active listener. They maybe pretend that in the way like they are nodding the head, simple smile, and look into the eyes of the speaker. All these things will be there. That means that they are present physically, but mentally they may be, in other words, or they may be bored of the speech which is given by a speaker. And the next one is the silent arguing. That means usually listener used to be selective in listening the information. That is in conformation with their already having stored information, or maybe based on their experience. For example, somebody may say that that person is not good, and you are coming and telling that that person is a very good person, which is a contradictory statement. At that time, the listener may start arguing with that, and they may say that the speaker is wrong. He may not be having the full understanding of the information or full understanding about that person. That's why he may be telling that that person is good. In that arguing process, the listener may skip more important points, or he may ignore important point which is given by a communicator. And the next one is defensive listening. That means the any comments which is given by a communicator will be taken it by the listener as a personal one. This comment has been given to me only, and they are marking me only, they are pointing at me only. All these things will be done by the speaker when he is a listener, when a speaker gives small comment on that. And that may lead them to have a improper psychological presence in the class, and they move to other world, and they may not listen the things which is told by the communicator. And the next one is premature replaying. This we know that when we are not going to listen properly till the end, and we will going to replay in between, leads to a improper listening, and we may not get the complete idea what the communicator want to give us, and you may not understand the idea which one want to give to you. This usually appears, or this usually happens when the two persons are very close. When the conversation takes place between a two close friends, or mother or a daughter, or maybe with the brothers and all those things, at that time there may be a chance of premature replying that may hamper efficient listening and proper understanding of the message. And usually we are focusing on irrelevancy and distraction. When you are sitting in the class, instead of listening the information and giving attention towards the communicator, they may divert their attention towards other things like the background noises, maybe furnishing what they have kept in the classroom, the mic, the dress of a speaker, the mannerism of a speaker, how they are delivering a speech, other things which are not at all important, and they are giving attention to all those things rather than the speech or the information which is given by a speaker or a communicator. And the next one is sidetracking. That means people sidetrack into their personal world or the memories which they are having in their storehouse. That means when a speaker says that in my childhood days I used to enjoy like this, you may start thinking that in my childhood days I used to enjoy like that. In a simple word, I can say that the sidetracking is nothing but a daydreaming. As in a class or in a communication process, if any example is given by a speaker or a communicator, immediately we will jump to a dream, or we will jump to those informations or remembering those memories which is there in our storehouse. Forcing meaning. That means the speaker want to give the information, but you are not understanding in the way what he wants to communicate. Instead of that, you are giving meaning to the words as you want. That means you are giving forcibly meaning to those information as you are expecting, rather than what the speaker is want to convey the information. Insulted listening. Insulted listening is, instead of listening something, the people want to avoid all those things. Whenever the topic arises, they want to avoid and go off from there, and they don't want to acknowledge it or deal with it to improve the listening. For example, if you scored less marks, your teacher may call or your parents may call and ask why you scored this much less marks, and they may advise you how you can improve the marks in the next exam and all those things, how you can put an effort. But you take it as an insult. The teacher or a parent is insulting me because I have scored less mark, and you want to avoid it rather than taking it or acknowledging the suggestions given by them to improve in the future. That may hamper your listening ability. And the next one is the stage hogging. Stage hogging is nothing but that they used to turn the topic of conversation, it is for me only, instead of showing interest in the speaker. For example, if a speaker or a communicator says that usually the students won't give attention, they used to sleep or they used to concentrate on their mobiles and all those things, immediately they will take that comment for myself only. That means they used to take it as a personal, and they will be conversating within themselves that why the teacher has told like that. I used to be attentive in the class, and they won't give concentration or show interest in the speakers as they develop a negative attitude or negative perception towards the teacher, and they may go think that why he has told like that and insulted me in the class, and I don't want to listen. The thinking will be in some other way rather than listening the complete information and getting out of that a good information out of the communicator. What are the reasons behind for this poor listening? The first one is the poor effort. Many times if we won't put the effort in listening, our attention capacity is for about 10 to 15 minutes. Afterwards, we never try to attentive in the class. You can put effort to be attentive in the class by taking down the notes, by asking the question, changing your physical position, changing your leg position, sitting position, hand position, and all those things. And you can give more attention towards that by putting a lot of effort. And message overloading. Whenever you are listening the information, you may receive the message from all the corners, and many people will tell many information, and you will become very selective in choosing that which is worthy to you. At that time also, you can become a poor listener. You will listen only one information rather than two, three information. Rapid thoughts. The rapid thoughts means understanding ability. As I told that an individual can listen 400 words per minute, whereas he can speak only 120 words per minute. When when the speaker is in a speech mode only, but we have received all the words, and our our attention may divert, because the faster rate of listening may hamper us or may give us some fraction of seconds with us until the speaker gives next word. At that time we may go to our own word, or we may wander our attention, and we may not give the attention towards the speaker, and leads to poor listening. And the next one is the psychological noise. That means your personal concern, which your need or immediate importance, may hamper you to listen properly and leads to the poor listening. For example, you may think that your friends are coming and you are having party at 11 o'clock in the city, and the classes are taken up to 11:30. From 11 o'clock, you will become restless because the psychological noise has started. Psychologically, you will start thinking that my friends are conducting party and they are waiting me in the city, but the class is not yet over. You may not give attention towards the class, or you may not listen properly. And the next one is the physical noise. That means the whatever the noise physically distract us in listening the information. That is that sound of a traffic, the sound in besides our classroom, and the sound which distracts us while listening from the speaker. All these things may be hamper us to become a efficient listener. Hearing problem. This is a physical disorder. Sometimes you may have a hearing problem. If the speaker is not loud enough, you may not receive the message, and you may become a poor listener. Faulty assumption. That is, we always used to have some assumption about the speaker or the subject matter, what they are speaking. We always think that the speaker may not teach us properly or efficiently. The speaker is not a good speaker, or sometimes you may think that the subject matter which they are presenting is already known to me, and you may not give attention towards the listening. That may also hamper you to become a good listener. How you can able to improve your listening ability? There are many ways to improve your listening ability. The first thing is focus your attention. Always give attention towards listening. Always give be attentive in the class by taking notes or asking question. You are changing your position, which I told already. Always attentive. Take the important, or the one of the primitive measure to be attentive in the class is writing down the notes. Take down the points, which is in a communication process. Forget the word bored. Don't say that I am bored. Don't bring it in your mind. Don't make you psychologically depressed with that word. Be active with the class and listen properly. Work it off. Always you must put an effort to learn the skill of listening. Then only you can improve your listening ability. Sit in a good posture. This is very, very important. This has been taught from first standard till today. You should be in a good posture to be an active listener. If you are in a relaxing position, you may get asleep, or you may go to some other word. You may start dreaming and all those things. Your posture in the class, how in what position you are sitting, will also going to influence on listening. Don't argue or judge prematurely. Always, that I have told, one of the important poor listening ability is the arguing. Don't argue with the speaker, or don't prejudge the speaker until they complete their communication process. See, there may be a chance that the idea which is given by a communicator may not be matching with the idea which you are having. But try to analyze it and get the understanding of it rather than arguing with that and jumping conclusion that they are not giving a proper information, wrong information. That should not be there. Don't judge prematurely. Don't argue until the communication process completes. Be opportunistic. Opportunistic means you may think that the communicator is not efficient, they may not give the proper information or improper information, they are not good in communication. Don't feel or psychologically have a wrong perception. Always be opportunistic. Ask some question, get good information from them and learn something out of their communication process. Raise doubt and ask question. To be an active listener, to improve your listening ability, to make your attention in the class, ask a question, give feedback, have a doubt, and clarify your doubt in the class. Paraphrase. Paraphrase means whenever you listen the things, give meaning to the words in your way rather than taking down the way in which the communicator has told. That means you have to assign the meaning for each and every word based on your requirement. That means the understanding of the things rather than taking it in the same way. Take a break. The long duration of communication also hampers you to have a attention towards the communication and to have a efficient listening. For that, you should take a break. Instead of again going for listening, do some physical work. Get a walk, have a sip of water, stand up and sit down. All these things will give a break and it can help you again concentrate or again give attention towards communication process. And always you are the evaluator of your performance. So always assess your achievement. How efficiently or effectively I have taken down the notes, whether I have written each and everything, whether I skipped something, whether I clarified my doubt, I asked my doubt, I could able to keep my posture properly. That you should assess your achievement during a communication process. Thank you so much for listening my lecture. I hope you could able to improve your listening ability.